Video game mascots come in all shapes and sizes, and the majority of these are often designed to be boldly heroic in stature and instantly iconic as the newest flag waver for the franchise.
So back in the early 2000s, when the team behind the Rayman series revealed designs for their latest oddball creatures, the Rabbids, few might have guessed just how popular and important these invading hordes of hares would eventually become.
But where did they come from?
And how did they wind up here?
And most importantly, did someone just misspell rabbit and never get around to correcting?
I'm Jess.
I'm Gus.
And join us as we deep dive down the rabbit hole and answer the question, what exactly are rabbits?
To truly answer the question, what is a rabbid, we need to first of all ask, where is a rabbid? Or maybe ask, when is a rabbid? Or combine both of them together and just ask, where did the idea of a rabbid first come from? Also, when was that? The answer came in the form of a rough sketch from Rayman's creator Michel Ancel. The unassuming bipedal bunny was initially designed to be one of thousands that had emerged into Rayman's world after spending years hiding deep underground planning an invasion.
Needless to say, these initial invaders were far from the now lovable silly sidekicks that they eventually evolved into. Instead, these far more ferocious versions were pitched as overwhelming hordes brimming with gremlin-like mischief.
This initial idea of the titular Rayman fighting off waves of wailing invaders gave the Rabbids a far more menacing vibe, complete with their giant burrowing bunny-like craft that made the whole thing feel like an attack from outer space, but, in reverse. But as this initial outing continued its development, the direction and motivation of these mad little creatures began to shift from that of dominating the world to dominating the dance floor.
With the blueprint for the rabbid firmly established as a twitchy, spasmodic, screaming creator of chaos that could transform with just the addition of a single accessory, it was an easy adjustment when the game eventually pivoted from an open-world brawler to the collection of minigames we now know as Rayman Raving Rabbids.
This shift towards more motion-controlled focused gameplay was an easy sidestep for the still raving mad but now far less maniacal species, who, thanks to the game's many wacky situations and accompanying costumes, gave the Rabbids much more personality and charm. In fact, the whole plot of this game now revolved around a captured Rayman performing trials for a stadium of revved up Rabbids, who, as the game progresses, begin to lose interest before actually warming to the limbless mascot and eventually wind up cheering him on.
Watching these creatures go from being your captors to your adoring fans was a highly effective way of turning foe to friend in just a single title. Combined with the fact that they take a solid beating, makes it hard to not feel something for the little guys by the end of the game.
However, while winning gamers over with their mix of madcap behaviour and senseless ramblings, the Rabbids weren't fully rehabilitated just yet, and continued to try and overrun any and everything they could, usually via some sort of motion-controlled minigame. This would continue through multiple games that each upped the level of chaos with the amount of bunnies on screen, all blasting their now catchphrase-like cries to a combined audience response of delight and dismay.
Transcending the need to even be associated with Rayman at all now, the Rabbids have charged forward as mascots en masse, working their way in and around other franchises with ease. As little blank bunny templates, they've almost unintentionally become the perfect chaotic characters to transplant into different game types, even adopting personalities of other iconic game characters from famous franchises. And after years exhausting all their plans for Ultimate Invasion, it feels only appropriate for the Rabbids to finally find their way into the role and glamorous outfits of the heroes.
Looking at everything we now know about these totally chaotic but ultimately well-meaning little mascots, it's still hard to pin down exactly what are the Rabbids. Their dualistic nature pits them as both hero and anti-hero. Their simple design says bunny, but their thousand-yard stare screams something else entirely.
All we can really say for sure is that after roughly 15 years of ongoing invasion attempts, the Rabbids have rightfully earned their place in the Mascot Hall of Fame, successfully burrowing their way into our games and into our hearts.
And it looks like they're here to stay. There's one in the studio, isn't there?
I'll get the plunger.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube. We do live streams every Tuesday and have new videos going up for you every Friday. Cool.